Welcome to another video on conditional formatting. If you were to select a cell in here, say this one right here, this whole area is conditionally formatted to turn yellow if a letter is in it. So I'm just going to put in a couple of letters, and as you can see, it turns yellow. And now I'll get rid of it. Let's just say we want to look and see what how this particular formatting is set up. So I'm going to click anywhere in here, go to conditional formatting, click the down arrow, and click on manage rules. And we can see right here, this is the range. It is D5 to E25. And if you look at this, you can see that it goes D5 to E25, and there's 25 right there. Then there's a comma, and then there's a second group, which is D30, starting right here, to E40. So it gets columns D and E, and the first range is D5 to E25. The second one is D30 to E40. Well, let's just say we want to fix that. What we can do right here is get rid of this second one. I'm just going to erase it. And I'm going to make this to 45. So now we have a D5 to E45. I eliminated everything after the comma because I only wanted one range. And I'll click OK. And you don't notice any change, but it cleans up the code a lot. So if we look at it, manage rules, and you can see it's much easier to understand. D5 to E45. Now let's go over here and let's say we want to change this code here. In this column, it is formatted so that if it's a negative number, it's formatted with a white background. But let's just say we want this whole area to pop if it has a negative number, and not just this row here. We can do what we did before and see how it is formatted. Let's click in here, what the ranges are, and here it is, L5 to L66. And then the second argument is L85 to L, it looks like 1,048,576. Well, we don't need it like that, and we don't need to have two arguments. The thing of it is, if you do conditional formatting and you move, copy, change the ranges at all, it seems to multiply this code. So let's just change it instead of from L5 to L66, and let's get rid of the second argument right here. And let's just make it 999. So now it's L5 to L999, but we also want to change it so that it includes the O column. So let's just change that from an L to an O. So now we have L5 to O999. And as soon as I hit apply, you can see that it popped in there. All of the negative numbers are now highlighted. So that's an easy way to check it, and an easy way to make changes with conditional formatting. So let's just select anywhere in there, manage rules, and you can see the code is pretty clean now. L5 to O999. Now let's come back here and just to look at the particular code that was used to make this. We'll come up to conditional formatting, and let's come up to manage rules. And this time I want you to click on edit rule. And in this case, if the cell value is greater than 0.01, then it formats in that color. But there's another way to do that, because this will highlight anything, cells with letters in them or numbers. But if you just want cells with letters in them, there's another way to do it. And I'll show you how that works. Let's just say in this row right here, we'll select conditional formatting, and we want cells with between. And we're going to say between A and ZZ. The reason I say ZZ is because sometimes it's possible for a name to be in there which is like ZANDER, something like that, and it would not include anything like that. So ZZ, between A and ZZ, and it will get every single one in there. But of course it won't get numbers. And of course we can make it yellow and so on. So if you just want numbers, if you want numbers to be included, and I'll put 5 there, as you can see that was highlighted. If I were to put 55 over here, it would not be, because this rule is between A and ZZ, and this rule is anything greater than 0.1. This next topic has to do with which rule takes precedent. So we have right here a gradient, but let's just say we want to put another rule on top of it. So let's select an area and go to conditional formatting, and this time we want to select a date occurring. So suppose your work is date sensitive and you have to deal with things specifically if they happen this month. So we'll click on the down arrow, let's just say this month, and we'll put yellow in there and click OK. So we have 2 dates that are this month, as you can see. Now it's important to know the order of precedence. So if I were to select this and go to conditional formatting and manage rules, you can see that there are now 2 rules over the same set of data. There's the this month and the graded color scale. This month is on top, and that means that the first rule is done first, and then after that this rule comes into effect. If I were to change this and use the down arrow right here and say that this is the rule that's done first and this is the rule that's done secondly or last, it will change how it looks. Now you can see a little bit of a reference because it has a little bit of a color difference, but mainly the month one is hidden because this is on top of it. So we want to switch it and click apply, and that's why it's important to know which one's on top and just the whole range of rules. You can have quite a few rules. Also, if I wanted to, I can delete, while I've selected this one, I can delete it. And you notice I haven't selected the entire range. All I have is one cell where this takes effect, and I can delete it, go right there, and it's deleted. So it deleted the entire area where that conditional formatting took place. A couple of other conditional formatting ideas is, for example, in this row there are several conditional formatting rules. For example, if you wanted to go by month, if you're calculating statements and you want to know 1 is January, 2 is February, you can put that in there and have a different color. Makes it easier to find it. So let me select that, and you can see right here there are 3 rules over this entire area. And the way to get there is to, let's just select an area, go to conditional formatting, highlight cells with, I would say equal to would be good on that. So we could say equal to 4, and we'll click OK. So now if we put the number 4 in there, it's going to come out pink. The conditional formatting in this row is pretty useful. If the word tax appears anywhere in there, it will come out yellow. So in that case, how that rule came about is highlight cells rules with text that contains, and we can put in whatever text we want, water bill, and we can give it a custom format and choose the border, the fill, the font.